college. All you want to know is like, what is that? It's like, I could have just said, that's Jimi Hendrix playing. But no, some clients, when I say, hey, what's going on here? They go, well, technically, the blah, 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 and the blah, blah, blah are connected to blah, blah, blah. I was like, whoa, 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 I just want to, what's going on here? Sometimes clients know so much that they can't help but tell me way too much, or tell your audience way too much. Try, you know, like when I try to explain to like my mom what I do, it's different than when I talk to a potential client, right? But some people, all they can do is talk one way. And what we're telling you, this goes back to the simple, unique, relevant thing. Sometimes you are too smart. Not always, but sometimes you are too smart. And when you start blurting out too many things, you're no longer communicating with your audience. You're just talking at them, and they'll shut down. They'll not remember. Okay? But when you can do it right, and you can do it simply, they might engage, and they might ask you more questions. That's kind of why we start with the simple. What's the hook? Oh, I believe that the disabled should be empowered and that we can help. Oh, how do you do that? Well, we've got these programs here in Hawaii that can really change lifestyle. Oh, what kind of programs? And then I can get into the programs. So what we do here is to get people hooked, give them a little more information, and then hit them with more information if they're still interested. And let's talk a little bit about the audiences. When you win someone over, when someone believes in your organization, they can become your ambassador. You've heard this phrase before, right? You can think of them in the best possible way, if you do it right, as raving fans, right? Raving fans will go to extra lengths for your brand and your organization. They might mutilate their skin for you. I can't believe this guy. So. Yeah. So how do we get people to do this for your brand? How do we get people, again, they've made some sort of emotional connection. Here's an example of a sign that went up in front of a dry cleaner's during the downturn of the economy. If you can't read it, I'll read it for you. If you're unemployed and need an outfit clean for an interview, we will clean it for free. So why do they do this? Sorry? Build loyalty. We're all in this together. We care. Maybe we can help. Maybe someday when you do get a job, you'll come back and actually pay us to do your dry cleaning. So that's what this side outside of Plaza Cleaners in Portland, Oregon did. The owner Steve Young put it up in March 2010. He saw a similar one outside of a dry cleaner while visiting New York City, and it turned some customers into raving fans, especially on social media. Cost him a little bit, but it gained him a whole lot more. So he cared and he understood his audience. And he said, what can...
It's really not for the unemployed, but it's for those who are the regular customers who feel something.
That's a good point, too. It might be those who are regular customers who may feel something when they see this sign. Very good point. Thank you. Here's another little story here. This is Randall's Children's Hospital near Portland, Oregon. It's a children's hospital. Okay? So they have some very serious work that they do there. Oftentimes it's obviously not going to be easy. It could be gut-wrenching. It could be highly emotional. But they understand their audience, right? So the brand signals that they send out go back to what they believe in, how they care for people, understanding their audience and signaling to their audience, we're here for you, we believe in you, right? Their core focus on children. It's not the parents. It's not the doctors. It's the children. A few years ago, they commissioned this guy, who's an artist named Gary Hirsch, who created these little tiles called Brave Bots. I'll stand over here so you guys can see it there. These little tiles called Brave Bots. They're hand-painted. And the idea is that he and these Brave Bots were going to give kids who are coming in for some sort of treatment or surgery or some other procedure just a little bit of courage. Right? So the young patients at Randall, they're using the Brave Bots to face their fears and to overcome sometimes the challenges of really tough diagnoses. Every Brave Bot comes with these set of instructions, which I'll read to you. Number 1, allow your robot to get to know you by letting him hang out with you in your room, on your windowsill, in your pocket, or whatever and wherever you'd like to spend some time. Number 2, listen carefully when needed. Your Brave Bot will use his powers to give you a little bit of courage to face the things that feel uncertain and scary. Number 3, keep your Brave Bot with you anywhere you go for a little bit of courage wherever you are. And it's a pretty awesome way to connect with that core audience and send the signal that we know what we're about and what we believe in. This girl, what's the one brave thing you've done? I've given myself my own insulin injections for my diabetes because she had this Brave Bot. Nobody asked the hospital to do this, right? It costs them money to do this. It's not part of the typical care that one receives. Yet they've signaled in a very, very small way, or in a big way, depending on how you look at it, that they care about their core values and their mission. And they're doing it in a unique way that's simple, unique to them, and it's relevant. And it's emotional. Let's talk a little bit more about target audiences. Sometimes we ask our clients, okay, so who's your target audience? And what do they say? Everyone. We want everyone. We want the young, the old, we want the wealthy, we want the people who have needs, we want the locals and the mainland, we want... So you can't have everyone unless you have the biggest budget in the world. It doesn't make any sense. And so we have to be more focused and strategic. So one way you can think about this is that to create those raving fanatics, those brand ambassadors, we got to figure out who should we talk to first and more focused, because they are our core. They might be our tribe. They might be the ones that will stick with us when times are tough, and then the ones that rave about us when things are good. Likewise, knowing who our tribe is, our tribe in, by default, we might also consider tribe out. Who shouldn't we spend focus on right now? Because we have limited budget, limited resources. If I have $1 to spend on media, am I going to give it to the person who cares least about us? No. I'm going to spend it on the person who cares most about us. That's my best investment. So equally important to knowing who your tribe is who your audience isn't. The tribe out. Tribe in, tribe out. So here's a brand. Sorry, I'm going to turn on my speaker for a second. There's certain brands who understand this phenomenon of tribe in and tribe out pretty well. Let's see if this works.
saddlebags, and we believe that cowboys had it right. We believe in refusing to knuckle under to anyone. We believe in wearing black because it doesn't show any dirt or weakness. We believe the world is going soft, but we're not going along with it. We believe in motorcycle rallies that last a week. We believe in roadside attractions, gas station hot dogs, and fun.
Now, I don't even have to show you the end of that commercial, right? You know it's Harley Davidson. They have a very core focus about what their brand's personality is, and they know who their main tribe is. But you know what's interesting? Today, who are the people who are also buying Harleys? Females, physicians, attorneys, politicians. It's not the rebel just cruising the country. That's what they cultivated as the raving fanatics. But this brand has then circulated out to people who aspire in their mind to kind of have a wild streak in their life, right? And they buy the $15,000 to $25,000 motorcycle to say, on Sunday I'm gonna cruise down to Kaimuki and back. And that's fine, that's fine. But they know who their tribe is, and they don't have to even advertise to those people. With their core focus, they've built their brand and it's radiated out. So let's talk a little bit about brand values, okay? We're gonna do an exercise in a little bit that talks about language. So I'm gonna put up this brand values that one organization has written. Respect, integrity, communication, excellence. Anyone guess who this is? You know, I'll read a little bit more. We treat others as we would like to be treated ourselves. We do not tolerate abusive or disrespectful treatment. Ruthlessness, callousness, or arrogance don't belong here.